In this training video, we're trying to use nested functions to complete an invoice in this particular example. So what we're trying to do here is use the if and the VLOOKUP in combination to look at prices for quantities of items from the table in G9 to J14. So here's our table. Now whatever quantity we put into, for example, B5, is now going to generate a price against a given item. So let's say, for example, we wanted to put in, say, 100, and that needs to be, say, for example, bricks. We'd be expecting Excel to give us a price of 85 pence because it's 100 bricks exactly. If that was 120, we'd be expecting Excel now to say, okay, well, that's gone past 100. It's not 200. So it's still 85 pence. Well, let's try 220. What would happen? It's 220. It's gone past 200, not the 300. We'd be expecting 80 pence. So this is the example. Now, a nested if can actually do this for us. So we're going to have a little go at the nested if and VLOOKUP to make this work for us. So I'll delete the items. So we'll start off with equals. Whenever we're trying to practice a nested, it's always good to learn to write it. So I'm going to start off with an if. Then I'm going to learn, then I'll say, well, what am I trying to test here? Well, I'm trying to test C5 to see if it's equal to the first product. In this case, it's bricks. So then C5 equal to, in this example, bricks. A comma then comes in, so that's going to be, if that's the case, so that means then, we're going to say, then we want it then to say, okay, VLOOKUP, and the VLOOKUP starts telling you what to do. The lookup value is the quantity, so I want to look up the quantity, comma, from the table array, which is the reference table, comma, which column number. So in this case, bricks happens to be column 2 in the reference table. So I'm going to type in 2. Close bracket, that closes the VLOOKUP off. Another comma comes in now, and that means new if, new test. Now I'm just going to copy and paste what I've done so far. So when you start working with these multiple nested functions, it's good to start copying what you know is effective at this point in time. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to change C5 not to, it's not going to be bricks anymore, it's going to be slates in this example. And it's going to be column 3. Last one, that's going to be bits of wood. And that's going to be column 4 in the reference table. Now I've finished all my VLOOKUP tests. The last comma then means, well, otherwise, after all your tests, what do you want Excel to do? Well, I wanted to leave the cell blank, so I'm going to do 2 inverted commas. And then you've got to think how many brackets are presently open. There's 3 of them. So 3 ifs means 3 open. All of the VLOOKUPs are closed, so 3 brackets close. Okay, I'm expecting blank because I've asked it to be blank. If the test doesn't show bricks, slates, or wood, well, it doesn't, so that's why it's blank. So I'm now going to just test it quickly. So I'm going to put in 280, and I'll test all 3 products. So I put in bricks first. I'm expecting a price of 80 pence. It's working. If it happens to be slates, I'm expecting 235. So let's test slates. It's working. And the last one, wood. And that's working. So in effect, I've now got the VLOOKUP working. I know it's tested. I'm now going to delete the products and the items in B5 and C5. The price goes because I've deleted it. That's fair enough. I'm now going to copy the formula down to D9, but I'm going to have to hold the reference table in place, which is G9 to J14. So I'm going to use my F4 key. There's one. Okay, keep going with the F4 key until I've done all the reference table. And last one, enter and copy it down. So let's just test the last cell, which is D9. So let's make sure that's working. So if I wanted 390, and that's going to be, let's try bricks first. That says 70 pence, which is correct because it hasn't hit 500. Next test, slates. That's working. Final test, we'll do bits of wood. So all the tests are working. I'm going to delete the B9 and C9 now and just look at the formula in a little bit more detail. So if we use something called the Alt and Enter in the formula bar, you can actually make your formula easy to digest by pressing Alt and Enter and just segmenting the nested function a bit. So there's the first if, second if, covered, third if. Right, that's good enough. So let's see what this is doing. So the first if tests bricks and says if it is bricks, then the first comma, VLOOKUP B5, column 2, which happens to be bricks, and that closes the VLOOKUP. The next comma means new test. We look at the if again. We test slates this time. Comma before the VLOOKUP means then you VLOOKUP. This time you tested column 3. Comma after the second VLOOKUP means new test. You test the if again. And then after the final VLOOKUP, the final comma, which I'm going to highlight there, means otherwise. You leave the cell blank. 3 brackets to close it, and that then gives you your combination of nested if and VLOOKUPs to a level of 3. So this combines nested if and VLOOKUP functions, in this example, in completing a trading invoice.